Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I went live within 30 or 40 minutes of it being reported that Jeffrey Epstein had been found in his cell in a fetal position. This is the initial reports, in a fetal position with marks around his neck in a possible suicide attempt. And the reports last night from NBC News was that he was also on suicide watch. So there's some more new information. He was taken to a hospital last night. And as of right now, it's being reported that he is back in his Manhattan jail. So there's a whole bunch of new information that has come out as to where he was at the time, how he was under initially. He was under 24-hour surveillance in a cell 23 hours a day. And apparently then they put him in Gen Pop, which I just can't even imagine why that would have happened. And then he went into another facility. Let's get down to that right now, because I think that's an important aspect to this. Let's see, right here, into the special housing unit in the 9 South Wing. All right, so again, with this, they are kept in their cells 23 hours each day. Yeah, let's see. This is the heavily barricaded cells where he was, in the very beginning. El Chapo was put there, et cetera, et cetera. Then they made the decision to put him in general population when he was denied bail. They say that backfired almost immediately after threats were made. Epstein was moved to ACE SHU, which means he is alone in a cell but can interact with other prisoners during the day. Okay? So the entire wing is on lockdown, though, well before the time Epstein's body was found by guards. So when they find him, he's not supposed to be around anybody. Okay, so they've questioned this guy, Nicholas Tartiglione, and we're going to get into this because we don't know whether he was beat up. We don't know whether he staged it himself. That was a question. Those were reports last night. Basically, there were 4 sources. And right now, this guy is an ex-cop who is accused of a quadruple murder in a cocaine deal gone wrong. And first of all, one of those people was his cousin, I believe, or his nephew, one or the other. I remember we read it yesterday. Secondly, what's really bizarre about that is that right about a week before Epstein gets arrested, this guy, Tartiglione, let's take a look at him. Obviously he looks jacked here, but he's very big here. Here he is with this dog. I think this was a 2016 incident. But recently, right before Epstein gets there, somehow he had a mini cellular phone in his hand on July 3rd. So if this guy was able to smuggle in some kind of a phone that was able to make voice calls, they're saying may only be able to make voice calls. So it's coincidental that they're questioning him as maybe possibly assaulting Epstein. Again, we don't know that for sure. Here's the other thing. So a lot of people were saying, he's Smolletting. I saw that in the comment section. An open secret, whether you love him or hate him, I think that they stick by with what they say and they don't say anything unless they feel it's pretty well sourced. And they're saying that they have been informed that Jeffrey Epstein's current medical condition is significantly worse than has been publicly disclosed. So was this maybe, honestly kind of like an attack, like prison justice? And maybe they didn't want to kill him, but, I don't want to say sodomized him, but you never know. He was in a fetal position, apparently. Maybe he paid, whoever to say that it more looked like a suicide attempt or around his neck or a beating. But we don't know what happened. There's a bunch of other new Epstein news. For instance, they've opened a new investigation internally at Victoria's Secret with Epstein's relationship. But let's get the mainstream take right now on what happened with Epstein and this jail.
First multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein is found injured in his Manhattan jail cell while being held on federal sex trafficking charges. Good evening at 11. I'm Stephen Hall.
And I'm Natalie Pasquarella. A startling new twist in a case making headlines worldwide. There are questions tonight whether accused pedophile Jeffrey Epstein was attacked in a cell or tried to kill himself.
Still trying to clear that up tonight. Chief investigative reporter Jonathan Dees joining us live in the newsroom with the breaking details. Jonathan, what do you know?
Well, we know that Jeffrey Epstein is safe back inside a cell tonight on...
So I want to just make it clear, everybody was very concerned. He's out of jail. This is it. They're going to make the switch. He was never in jail in the first place. To me, those things are pretty ridiculous. I mean, right now, this is such a high-profile case, even with his connections to other billionaires, other globalists, presidents like Clinton. It's now becoming clear they had a relationship while he was the president of the United States before Bill would admit it. And believe me, these things are going to keep going out. This is the intelligence network. This guy had a passport from the 80s in his safe with a bunch of photos, by the way, hundreds if not thousands of photos of what appear to be underage children, who they were with, whether there were video files, we still don't know. But then you have a passport with an alias issued from Austria, allegedly, with marks in the UK, Spain, what else? France, I believe, and Saudi Arabia, where he had an address. Okay, so this is the network. I want to make that clear. He is a key to this network. Trilateral Commission from 1995 till 2008 confirmed at this point. Could have gone beyond that. Vicky Ward reports he was there in 2011. CFR member. Okay, so this is just troubling. And the bottom line is there should be cameras everywhere. This guy should be under 24-hour guard. He's a billionaire. He's going to have influence. I know that they tried to say his record showed he only had $590 million, but the judge didn't buy it because it's nonsense. So let's continue here.
Suicide watch, that according to several sources, and questions are swirling. Did he try to hurt himself, or what really happened inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center? Details sketchy at this hour, with investigators now trying to get answers. Several sources tell us the initial report is that Jeffrey Epstein was found on the floor in his cell in a fetal position, semi-conscious with marks to his neck. Investigators are trying to determine what happened to Epstein inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center in one of the secure areas of the jail. Two sources say Epstein may have tried to hang himself. A third source cautioned Epstein's injuries were not serious and questioned if Epstein might be seeking some kind of transfer.
So again, is it the transfer idea? That is a possibility. Again, this guy has money. Again, the idea that he's not under 24-hour surveillance with multiple cameras. Look, the webcam I'm broadcasting on right now, and I've got a second one that I'm currently doing other stuff with. They're $35. You can get them for $35. There's no reason there's not 10 of these hooked up to small computers. The budget on it is so low. Like right at his cell, wherever he's going to be. He should probably have to wear a body cam at this point. This is the most high-profile guy in the network ever to go down publicly. There's never been this much media attention on anything like this before. Okay? Bottom line.
This, as a fourth source says, an assault has not been ruled out. That another man in the same area was questioned. Epstein was ordered held without bail since his arrest on the sex trafficking charges. He had asked to be housed in his Upper East Side mansion with an ankle bracelet and private guards. But the judge said he was a risk of flight and a danger given the allegations he sexually abused underage girls. He has pleaded not guilty. Epstein had been housed with a former cop and accused killer. An attorney for that inmate says his client did not attack Epstein, that the two get along, and that Epstein was seen today and appears to be fine. Epstein's lawyer did not return a call for comment as the investigation very much underway at the MCC.
And let's ask that question because again with the Daily Mail report, he's saying again that they interact, but he was in a cell by himself, and everything was on lockdown by then. Let's look at this. Alone in his cell. But it's initially reported this guy's been questioned and that they were housed together. I've never been to the MCC. I couldn't tell you what the Metropolitan Correctional Facility is like, but that he's not under 24-hour guard, cameras everywhere, body cam is extremely alarming. And once again, we've got this investigation into Epstein going on. We've got so much more news out there. We're going to talk about the Clinton stuff. I'm going to be back with another Epstein video, probably in an hour and a half. If you want to join me live, I'm putting out 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7+ videos a day on important matters. I'm not going to shy away from the right's connection to Epstein. I'm not going to shy away from the left's connection to Epstein. I'm not going to shy away from any connection to Epstein because it's always been about right and wrong. And right now, information is exploding everywhere on this. I plan to have a lot of guests on this week to give their takes, hopefully writers of some of the biggest articles you've seen out there. We recently did one with Johnny Vedmore about the Intel connections and Nicole Junkerman. Where's that? It's right here. If you haven't seen that video, it is a must watch. So please subscribe, join the Burmese Brigade if you haven't already. Thumbs this up, share it, put it on blogs, get it on Reddit. Get this stuff on Reddit. It'll help so much. And if you can, I got to GoFundMe. We're about a fourth of the way through, and we're about a fourth of the way through the month. So thank you so much for making this possible. We're going to continue to crank out stuff that matters. And with that being said, I will see all of you guys on the flip side.